love that intro music. A high school kid made that for me.
Oh, y'all can hear me. Oh, I'm over here jamming. No, that intro was witty.
What's up, everybody? It is another awesome episode of The Good, The Bad, and The Nerdy. And it is, if you recognize my friend over here, that is Midori Hannah. And when she's on the show, we talk about things in video games. And she's all the way live from Korea.
Yeah.
It's so terrible because
So terrible.
I met this awesome person at BlurredCon. And her and my cosplayer Vigilance hit it off. They were taking all these pictures, and then she looked at the art that I was doing, and she was like, "Oh, give me that, and that." And like we end up like every time like we were out on the floor outside, we always ended up finding each other and just sitting down and just talking about like all types of stuff. And the one thing that was always routine that she always talked about was like, I'm going to Korea, about to make it happen. Can't wait. And she got there, and then COVID-19 struck.
Yeah. Awesome times. Let me tell you. Awesome times. Yo, I think it did. I did buy like 6 pieces from you.
Oh, I have the picture. Let me see. Where can
I did. I literally went up to your table. You know what? Let me go ahead and get that. That. Oh, you said I can get you more bet. All right, let me get that.
Oh man, I'm gonna scan through these photos and see if I can find it, because you were lit. You were litty, as the kids are saying, or whatnot. Is that? Oh yeah, it's opening up. Yeah, so I'm gonna dig through and see if I can find that. But so we are talking video games. We are streaming live on Twitch and on the Facebook page for The Good, The Bad, and The Nerdy. If you're watching this on my personal profile page off of Facebook, join us. Like the Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and follow us on Twitch, because we are doing this stuff all the time. And I've actually set up the schedule as of today. I have set up Fridays at 6 p.m. officially on Twitch for The Good, The Bad, and The Nerdy to broadcast every weekly at 6 p.m. on Fridays, and Chat and Draw on Monday and Thursday. Damn. Oh, my goodness.
You're official.
Yeah. I'm out here. I'm trying to get out here like you on the Twitch system.
What are you talking about? I suck.
Whatever. Her Twitch screen is, by the way, that's her handle on Twitch, so go ahead and give her a follow as well. Her Twitch screen be all lit. When I go follow her or watch her stream, she got these little 8-bit bots running all across the screen and stuff. And then she's got like this fancy artwork on one side, and she's over here drawing with the dual camera, watching her, and then she peeps in, and then she goes on raids into the video game. I didn't even know you could do a raid on Twitch on somebody else's stream. And she was like, all right, y'all, my show going to wrap up, so I'm about to go do this raid to keep my girl popping, because, I know y'all still want to watch some stuff, but I got to go. But we about to pop this raid off. So, whatever.
Whatever. Y'all good. Goodbye. I'm quick with it. I am quick.
Oh, there's a lot of photos here. All right, so, but when she is in the building, we are talking about video game stuff. And so just real quick blast of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about gaming companies supporting Black Lives Matters. We will be talking about the first part of The Last of Us 2 and trying to figure out, I want to figure out why everyone's so pissed, and kind of explore that whole thing. But we will not explore the rest of the game. So if you don't want to know about it, any parts of it, stay tuned, because I don't want to lose no viewers. Just mute the channel. Just keep it running. And then when I do this, that means that we stopped talking about it. Okay. Colors, and then something that and I don't know how Midori feels about this, but we'll find out live today. Characters of color being lead characters in games, but as the DLC content. And she actually made a good point that that she popped up in one of our conversations. So we're going to be talking about that today as well. And then, whatever else you want to talk about, hit us with some live comments, hit us with some live questions. We will answer them. She is an artist. She is a cosplayer. She is a gamer. She is a Twitch artist. She's funny. So we got all this covered. I draw comic books. I eat burritos. I'm supposedly the most enthusiastic person in comic books, and I like to have these discussions or whatnot. So Oh, what?
True story.
Whew. So I am all in, and we're about to get this mug jumping and cracking as we go into the first one. And I am watching the comments for. Oh, I thought I was. Let's see. I am watching the comments for Twitch, and I'm watching them on Facebook as well.
Same.
So if I don't see your comment immediately, I apologize. I will get to it. I got both of them up. I got the Facebook page pulled up, and I got my personal page pulled up as well. So if you got any questions, comments, and you want to join in the discussion, hit me at it. If you got a camera and you feeling frisky, I might invite you on here live to join the discussion. If you say something real interesting, put you on the spot. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let me see here. Let me close out this because I don't need to talk to that person no more because they're not talking about nothing. Boom, boom. All right. So let's talk about video game companies. Not just video game companies, a lot of companies, but I've been like, I went on freaking like my system. Like I turned on my PlayStation and popped in the game and a message came up for Black Lives Matter. From the different video games companies and stuff, and like, so what are our thoughts on that?
Well, you already know. I am a strong advocate for opportunists, and I think that's what is taking place. Is it's a marketing ploy, honestly. Because like I said, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to give these people until the end of the year. Right? End of the year. January 2021. I'm going to step out of my zone and I'm going to apply for a video fucking game company.
Okay.
And if I don't get hired, everybody get burned. Right? Everybody burn it. Right?
Everybody get burnt.
Everybody getting burned. Ain't nobody can find no job, all right? But no, I feel like honestly, it's a marketing ploy. If you guys are all about this Black Lives Matter, then I want to see results. I'm a person of action.
Okay.
You can say you're sorry. You can say you're with us. You can say you support us. But if I'm not seeing you change the numbers in your companies where you're allowing people who are people of color into your company and working, then I'm sorry, I don't believe you. And so, I said this when just the other day when I popped up, was streaming Sims, and that was the first message that popped up saying, Black Lives Matters and all that stuff. And I'm like, EA, come on now. I've been trying to work for you since before I was even able to work. Okay. So I think you're full of it. But hey, again, I'm a person who, let me tell you, by 2021, we finna see if they really about this life as far as supporting us and wanting to make a difference and making a change and all that.
Okay, so I'm with you. I think it is very easy to a degree. I think it's very easy to make a banner, and then I turn on my PlayStation, I pop in my game, and this message pops up. I think that's very easy to do. I think an intern has had to do that. The reps, hey, make a Black Lives Matter banner, upload that so it can come on when they turn on Fortnite. I appreciate the sentiment, and it is showing that these things that are going on with the protests and demonstrations are starting to ripple. It is showing it has range. But at the end of the day, as I was saying on my Facebook page, keep this same energy. Keep the same energy, not just for this moment, but moving forward and beyond that. It's easy to make a banner. It's easy to put up some promo artwork that says hashtag BLM. That's nothing. Like, what is going to be the end result of what's going to come out of it? J-Man says, oh, man, what have I missed? Just got done mowing the lawn and took a shower, but now I'm in the house. J-Man, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, J-Man?
Brian says, I believe that you should hire who is best for the job, no matter the race, just who is going to deliver the desired product. I agree.
For sure.
I absolutely agree. But you can't have the person that's best for the job. I don't want the pity hire either, but if if a certain sector of people are being blocked out from the opportunity to be hired or being cast aside because of the color of the skin, and they're not even really getting the chance to even show, or they're just not like, oh yeah, show me what you got. Well, I had no intention of hiring you anyway because I'm gonna hire this person over here. That's the thing I don't like. That's the thing I don't want. But the best person for the job should be hired, and those kind of things are still happening in the industry, whether we want it to be like that or not. I think most people who have good intentions or have a good heart want the best person possible hired for every single position. But we can't have on blinders and not think that people have their preference in what they want to hire. That's the reality of life. And I like that, you know, companies and stuff have been donating monies to Institutes of Color and Black Lives Matter and all that stuff like that. But
like you said, it's easy to do that.
It's easy,
especially if, you know, 20 grand is like $5 to them. You know, like let me come up on that money. I bet you I will be writing them checks too. Like, I think I can give away 20 grand today. Like, come on.
But the saying that is exactly what I'm talking about, because I was watching the Last Dance documentary. I'm a huge fan of Michael Jordan. I know he's an asshole. I don't care. I think he's the greatest best player ever. But this documentary was really awesome, and they got to the part where they were talking about his gambling habits and how they on the documentary was like, Michael Jordan doesn't have a gambling problem. Yeah, he lost 50,000 here, he lost 100,000 here, but to Michael Jordan, that's $100.
Yeah,
that's you gambling $100 and losing it. That's, you know,
that's nothing.
That's nothing to him or whatnot. Like, yeah, so yeah, it's great you're writing checks. It's great. It is great, and it is appreciated. It's good to see that. But what are we going to do long term? What's going to happen? What's going to come from this 6 months from now when things start dying down? What are you going to do? And I've said this plenty of times, and I agree with you that at the end of the day, these companies don't want to fall on the wrong side. They want people buying their product. So, oh shoot, did you say they painting the streets Black Lives Matter? Did you say they rallying? Is they doing this over in different countries too? Man, if you don't make me a poster that says Black Lives Matter and put Mario's little ass under it, Black Lives Matter and plumbers' lives too. Let's go. Because at the end of the day, they are a business, they are a company, and they want to continue making money.
Making that money. They say you're looking at minorities now. It sounds like you had looked away from them from before, which makes it now why should I work now?
Yeah, that's a good point. One reason why you should want to work for them now is so that you can get in there, or said person who's been blocked out from being in there, and you can start to give legitimate change if you get in there. If you are someone of credibility, that you have the skill set to be in that job, and you've been overlooked because of the color of your skin, and you get in there, then you get to advocate and affect and make change. Now,
I have a person on Twitter. He was working at Mixer, and it came out that unfortunately. What would happen?
Your brother's funny. Like y'all said, that entry ain't kept any number but a tax write-off.
Wow. He went to the tax write. Oh god.
He right though. He right.
He right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, as far like we're saying, as far as pity hire, you know, my friend, he was the black person at Mixer, and then I shouldn't even classify him as a friend, but I'm calling him a friend just because he's in the industry. But it was put out there that he was hired for the pure fact of him being black. Like, you know, like, oh, you got some street cred, you know it's hot on the street, so you can, you know, give us your input from that standpoint. So I mean, these companies, bro.
Yeah, like so
don't hire me for that reason, because joke's on you. I grew up in the country, you know, like you're black, so you got some street cred. What the hell?
When I first started making my books, well, drawing comic books, and I was in college trying to get on with Marvel or DC, Marvel, because I was always in their lines. But I would take my portfolio up there to have people review it and get feedback and see what I can do and whatnot. And they would always tell me to do this, do that, and that went on for a couple years until finally, like, I brought my portfolio and I had taken all the feedback, everything they said, and I just was like, "There's nothing else for y'all to say. I've done everything. I've improved." And they looked at my portfolio, and I really, really, really wish I could remember the person's name, but looked through the portfolio, didn't say anything, just shook his head up and down, like, "Yeah, okay." Closed the portfolio, asked me to step in the back, and I was like, "All right, your boy's about to be working at the bullpen at Marvel." And we go in the back, and he pulls out my portfolio again and starts looking at it. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I know you've been up here a few different times, and it looks like you have done, you've taken our feedback, and you've actually executed, and you've done this, you've done that. You're a good storyteller. Your anatomy's really good and things like that." But I was like, "But hold up, man. I was just about to call my mother. What do you mean, but? There's no but. My hand is on my cell phone right now." And he's like, "But your style is too urban for Marvel Comics, and that's not a style that we're looking for." So like, at that moment, I'm sitting here like, I don't know what the hell that means. I couldn't add, that little GIF where all the numbers and the facts and everything are on there. Like, that's what I'm doing right now in this moment. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, hold up. You said I could draw. You said I'm a good storyteller. My anatomy's good. You said I've done everything that you guys have asked. You've seen me here before. I've been trying to get in, but my style's too urban. Now, I was flabbergasted. I had no idea how to respond to that or anything, but I was immediately defeated in that moment. I was like, all right. And I walked out. And I wish, if I could have gone back and done anything different, I wish I would have asked, what does that mean? Because I'm only left with my assumptions, real talk.
You know what? I don't even think that would have helped, because in the day and age of when that probably took place, that answer could have cut you even deeper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of glad that you didn't, just for the fact of, like, you were already defeated by him saying that comment. But to ask, what do you mean by that? And him come and hit you with maybe even, like I said, maybe a deeper cut to your ego, like, damn, I'm sorry for, being black type of reason. So I'm kind of glad you didn't, because, like I said, in the day and age that you probably were in, that could have went a whole nother way as well.
It could have. So I was only left to assume that he meant that, like, when I draw black people, they look black. When I draw Asians, they look Asian. Hispanics look Hispanic. Like, but I lived in Columbus, Ohio. It's a melting pot. So I was, I'm around all different types of cultures, people, diversity. I'm around all that. Like, nothing's the same there where I was going to school. And I like to draw my environment. So to that same regard, that was a shitty thing to have to hear. But I do still want to work at Marvel to a degree.
But then, you know what? This would probably be your best opportunity right now. If they are so gung-ho about this Black Lives Matter, then okay, take your fucking portfolio to them and see if it's too urban for them now. Because if anything, unfortunately, it's going to come off as, oh, we're going to hire him because he's going to make us a lot of money. Sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're going to be in the company that your dream company that you wanted to work for. And hey, you're going to be making the money and getting your name out there like you want it in the first place. So kind of like them using you, you're going to use them as well. There you go.
But exactly. That would be the exact thing, because that is going to shine and look great on my resume. It's going to give me the experience, and I am going to be able to do the one childhood thing that I've wanted to do since making comic books. Is I'm going to be able to draw and say I've worked for Marvel in the comic book reign. Now I freelance right now for Marvel and Upper Deck through their sketch card division, so I'm starting to get my way in that arena. But being able to be in that situation, and then, even if I was a diversity hire, go in there and flip the damn table over, kick everybody's ass, draw my ass off, try to make that the best comic book that's ever come out of there, make my own name from it. carry that audience and that gain that I get from it, and then go back to my own thing. Because I've already established my own comic books. I have over 20 of them out there. I have my own comic book label. And then when people see me with my own comic book, they're like, "Oh, you do Marvel stuff, right?" Yeah, but I also do this stuff too. Yeah. And I've been doing this for like the last 20 years. So J-Man says, Mike, that wouldn't have happened in the days of Stan Lee at the helm at Marvel. Oh, thank you, Jay. Alicia Anderson says a full 90 degrees to the left is exactly where that conversation would have went.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm like I said, I'm glad you didn't ask. What do you mean by what do you mean, you people?
Yeah, what's going on? So I definitely feel what Brian is saying. I definitely do. There's, but at the same time, how can there be more opportunities? How can we get higher on the ladder if we don't get in where we can and then shake the damn house?
No, I've been promoting this on my stream, and I'm going to promote it here. If you are a person of color and you do have them skills, get your ass on your computers, your phones, any device that you can get on. Libraries are still a thing. Go apply now, because this is probably the best time to really put up what they put out there. Okay, if you all for this Black Lives Matter, all right, let's see if you hire me with my skill, with my accreditation, because I know a lot of companies would hit me with that. Oh, I need you to have experience. I'm an entry level person. What do you mean?
Right.
Like, but they would hire my white counterpart as a QA tester, who literally, and not to knock them, they probably had the skill, but their credentials didn't come with it. Like, their grades and their background as far as schooling and everything goes, they got hired over me. And that always has been in the back of my mind. Like, why didn't I get hired for an entry level position? Not even like anything that's over the top, just entry level QA fucking tester.
Like, give me the chance.
Why didn't I get hired? But I got hit with oh, we need you to have more experience. How? Entry level? How? make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Add it up for me, please. All right. So some very good stuff. Thank you, everybody that participated in the commenting of that. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Because I know Midori and I have been talking this past couple weeks in our messenger about what we were going to talk about. We had a couple different things. I'm trying to make sure I got it all. And then my messenger moves slow too, so there's that.
Oof. Let's see. I mean, we can lead it into the DLC. I think that is shiesty.
Yeah. So I got our boy Miles Morales here. Now, let's talk about what's good about this first, because I'm gonna let you. Where my dang share screen at? Hold up. I'm not gonna. There's some truths that need to be said about this. Some things that need to be pointed out and realized. But at the same time, I do have to acknowledge my man out here. My man, Miles Morales, baby.
Oh, dark chocolate.
Out here with the lineup. Out here, featured character. My man Miles has gone from the bottom out here to the mid section. I'm not gonna say he at the top. He ain't at the top yet. He in the middle. He's in the middle class right now. But watching Miles Morales as a combo character, because I even had doubts about him. I thought it was a complete cash grab. I was like, leave Peter Parker alone. Stop swapping out. Don't swap out Miles Morales. I don't know who this Miles Morales kid is. I was like, this is a blatant cash grab. And then I read the books. Miles Morales' story is so genuine and dope. It is ridiculous. It is. The way it ties back to be an homage to what Peter Parker did 75 years ago for this type of hero in comics is what Miles Morales has done in today's era. That story is amazing. I was instantly pulled right in. Absolutely loved it. To see Miles Morales jumping up everywhere right now. I mean, my son is named after him. His name is Miles Parker Watson. And to see Miles Morales everywhere like this is amazing. The Enter the Spider-Verse is one of the best films ever.
Best.
The little intricacies and everything that they put in there is just so good. It's one of those things, and this discussion has been had on the show before, but it's one of those things where they properly display a culture, a people, and a way of life without alarms going off saying diversity, diversity, diversity. Did you see it? Diversity, diversity. Hey, this is diversity right here. We're showing you diversity right now. It was just real. And watching my son watch it, like no movie has affected me the way watching Miles Morales did, because like I was like I know diversity is needed. I know people need to be able to see themselves on TV, in movies and things like that. But it had not affected me the way Miles Morales did, seeing him up there, because the way he dapped and shook people's hands, the way he walked, the way he carried himself, how he joked around with everybody, you know, his bashfulness around girls, that was all like, that was how I felt. That's how I was. And that was incredible. And do you have any good vibes, any good stories, anything you want to say about it before we dig in?
Mean, let me just say, after watching that movie, that was I hadn't bought a freaking what was it? I haven't bought a movie album in forever. I literally purchased iTunes, like iTunes, just so I can personally listen to that soundtrack. That's how like that movie had me in the feels. Like it made me want, look, Miles, bruh, if you real, I'm just saying, eyes are here, okay? I will wait for you to turn the right age, so I don't be coming out, pedophile on right put. I mean that movie, but like you said, it made me feel like I was like walking down the street with this dude, like, hey, what's up, dad, yeah. Like, oh, he finna go shoot up this spy with some paint, climbing into the subway, and that whole scene, man. Dude, I was like, this
when he's talking to Peter Parker and he's like, "You good with that, Spider-Man?" I was like, "Oh God!" Like it was so natural. It was so real. Yeah. Like that thing, like that. And I'm making a big deal out of it, but that simple bit of dialogue was so damn real. Yeah. Like that was a teenager kid talking to a grown man, talking to a superhero, like, "You good with that, Spider-Man?" Like he even put that, like, "You good?" Like squinted the eye, and I was like, "Yes, yeah." Are you good with that, Peter? Like, what's up, man? Like, who is you right now? Great power, great responsibility, baby. Come on.
That spider bite was the best.
The spider bite was the best.
He was just like he didn't do what they did for Peter Parker, where I didn't like how he got bit in both renditions, where it's like, oh my God, am I dying? Am I hallucinating? This is a real life drug. His was so natural, where it was like, oh, there's a spider on me. Get out of here. And then he went about his day, like
went about his business.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I want to know, in the conference room during the team meeting, I want to meet the person that said he's got to have J's on. He's got to have a pair of Jordans on his feet. Now,
okay, first off, he's coming from the New York side. He better have either that or some Timbs. I was looking for either one of those. If he didn't have the Timbs or the J's, we were finna scrap. Like,
but it's such a simple thing, because how many teenagers and kids wear Jordans right now and don't even realize who Jordan is, like the magnitude of Jordan. It's just like, because like to them, it's just the hottest shoe. It's just the popular shoe that everybody wears. So of course, Miles Morales is going to have a pair of J's. Of course he is.
The fact that those shoes sold the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
They didn't just make up a fake shoe. They literally put the real shoes on this dude. Mm-hmm. That's what really, like. But that, like you said, the simplicity of the just little details that they put in this movie, they can do that and make great movies. You don't have to make everything live action. I am so happy that they made this a hand-drawn animated film. so happy.
Dude, there was just so many things that I enjoy about it art wise. Like for like animated comic book movies that get theater release or whatever to this level, they need to be on this level. If they're not on this level beyond, then it's trash. It is. You're right. It is the standard moving forward. Flat out, like even me and my wife were talking about how Miles Morales is more of a parkour with the web sling. Now she says it's intentional because that's how he is or whatever. I say because he's just not as good as web slinging as Peter Parker, but he's just naturally agile or whatnot. But either way,
it's his swag. It's his swag.
Well, it became his swag. He
likes to be his Peter Parker. I mean, then Peter Parker actually. Okay, first off, he skipped school, and Miles Morales' parents ain't about that life. Okay, Miles has to go to school and get his grades together. That's the teacher side coming out. Okay, and he ain't got time to learn how to web sling. He just gonna go out there and do what he got to do and make it how he make it.
Well, and you're absolutely right. It became more of his swag officially when he web slinged and he slid his hand across the ground like he was DJing the streets. I got you, Sony. I saw all that. All of it. Miles Morales.
This guy. I can't. Now every time I watch that movie, I'm going to be like, oh, he's DJing the street. Ooh.
He is DJing in the streets. Miles Morales' web sling moment when he comes true of heart is one of the best slinging moments. It's one of the best slinging moments in movie history for me. But all that to say, he deserves more than this.
So what are you wanting him to have his own game?
Yeah, Miles Morales. All right, so it's no lie. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. If anybody's seen my studio, been in here, I have 27 Spider-Man web slinging across my ceiling right now. I'm all about Spider-Man. I love it. I got Miles Morales web slinging in here. I got about 2 or 3 of him. His toy is hard as hell to find now. It's up to $125. I'm not doing that. I got 4 kids. But yeah. But number one, I believe Midori and I are on the same page. We're against new systems coming out. Not at this time. We don't need them. But Sony, you trying to play games by releasing and saying Miles Morales Spider-Man on PS5. So
hey, it's all about that marketing, baby.
It's all about the marketing. So I'm watching it and I'm like, you skeezy MFers. There better be a PS4 version.
Don't do it.
Because I can't do it. But
don't do it.
But here's the thing. If you don't get the PS5 and you don't get Miles Morales Spider-Man, then you don't want a character of color in the leading game. That's what they're going to say. And then they're going to be like, well, that's why we don't make them.
But there's a way to fight that.
What's your way? I mean, I'm sure there is.
Don't get the PS5, people.
Right?
Yeah.
Make this system one of that needs to get them to be like, ooh, maybe we should have waited. You know, like, I mean, it's happened plenty of times. Just like, you know, Nintendo has put out the Nintendo Wii U. They were like, ooh, we didn't need to put that out, but we just gonna put that out there so it can be a beta to see if they gonna like this Switch that come out. Come on now. All right. In that sense, sure, but don't give these people your money because at the end of the day, they're not catering to you because they're happy that you're their customer. They're catering to you because they just want your money at the end of the day. So I definitely agree with that. I do like the idea of Miles having his own game. I do think they should start expanding out to the other Spider-Mans and quit remaking Peter Parker. Because, again, it's kind of like that Batman thing where we know what happens to Batman. His parents get shot. He gets all depressed. He becomes the Batman. His mother's name is Martha. I mean, you know, you keep redoing these stories. It's getting repetitive.
It is. So I'm excited, and I'm like, all right, well, that's dope. Miles Morales is the leading character in the new Spider-Man. So Spider-Man 5 is Miles Morales. Dope. And then the game looks great. It looks really good. But I'm also looking at it and I'm like, it don't look that good though. And it's furthering supporting my point that I don't need a PS5. Because I'm looking at like, that don't look that much better than Spider-Man 4. I'm not about to spend $600 just to get Miles Morales, the Spider-Man game. Although I want to play
the TV price, you got to add on that TV price.
TV price too.
Because you don't have to you got to upgrade your TV so you can see the pores on this face.
Not me. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And so, but then you come to find out that number one, it's a remaster of the PS4 game. Then 2 days later, you find out it's basically an expansion. It's only 10 hours long. I'm like, so you're going to give me Miles Morales, but only 10 hours worth of game.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, I get it. He's the original. He's the Don Dada, but we got over 60, 70 hours of gameplay with Spider-Man. DLC, 4 DLC, no, 1, 2, 3 DLC packs with Spider-Man that added more hours to it. All the infinite, time you play, getting all the extra stuff in that game. Because I'm not gonna lie, I played the hell out that game. It's a great game. It's a great game. Then I come see this, and I'm like, oh man, I can see me and my son spending even more time playing Miles Morales. 10 hours, man.
Yeah.
A remaster of PS4.
But that's what comes with the tag of DLC. That's just, so many games have done that where you're like, really, this is DLC? This is like an extra 15 hours? Whoop, and that's what really gets my damn gears is the fact that they know 10 hours to a goddamn gamer is like 20 minutes.
Nothing.
Like, come on. Like, especially if you're not an adult, all right?
Yeah.
And you got shit to do, you're going to finish that within a good, I won't even say 10 hours. Like, you're going to finish
3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours.
Because, like, if they're saying 15 hours, that means 15 hours doing the bare minimum of everything in the game, to everything that they offer. If you just stay consistently focused on doing every single thing, at 15 hours, this game is done. But if you just stay on the main story path and just focus on the story, 3 or 4 hours tops. It's like, it's disrespectful. The sequel should have been Miles Morales' game.
Yeah.
Or Miles Morales should have his own game, a game that exists in that world with Spider-Man, the same length, but on the PS5 engine all the way. That's kind of disrespectful that you get. No, not kind of. It is. It is disrespectful. And you only give him a man 10 hours. He out here working. All right. That's like the Assassin's Creed, 4, I think, when it was the pirates.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got that DLC of Old Boy where he got to sit on that island. That was another 6 to 10 hour game.
Yeah, that was it.
I loved playing him more than the main character. Because guess what? The main character was another carbon copy cutout. But that's
what I'm saying. Like, if people don't put their money into the game, because essentially you're buying the game for Peter Parker, and the Miles is an addition. It's an extra. It's a bonus. So if you don't feed into that, and the powers of the internet is ungodly at this.
Yeah, it is.
So if everyone just takes it to the street or take it to the internet, as far as make Miles Morales his own game, I think it could do. It could actually give people potential ideas, and like maybe they're right. Maybe we should start expanding these. There's too many universes in the comic book world in the first freaking place. So I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but it's probably because the demand hasn't been there. No one has came out and been like, yo, there's other Spider-Mans. Let's do this Spider-Man story. Let's do this Spider-Man arc, So I think if people hit them where it hurts, and that's where, money talks.
Money talks. You're absolutely right.
Talks. Once you hit them where it hurts, then they'll be like, maybe we need to reevaluate. And then they will see that, oh, maybe they want this. And then they'll take it further and be like, all right, Miles Morales game, bow. Because I know that blew up on the internet as far as the whole, Miles Morales drop. So
that's all anybody was talking about. That, and which will lead us into another thing. Our next thing, I'll touch on that here in a second. But because I want to give my man Miles his fucking due. He deserves a full game. And if you're going to put it on PS5, he deserves a new new render, PS5 engine, full length game, 60 hours plus. He is just as good, if not better, than Peter Parker. And I'm not trying to disrespect Peter Parker. Don't play with me. Don't come run at me. I got 27 Spider-Man figures. I love Peter Parker. I'm in this game. One of the reasons making comic books because of Peter Parker and that character. I absolutely love it. But Miles is the homie. And he has proven, as Jay Menace says, he is not a carbon copy of Peter Parker. He is his own character, and damn it, he's worth it. What is that Maybelline commercial? Maybe it's no. Whatever commercial says you're worth it.
I'm not about to get there with you. Why are you putting me out there? No, knowing damn well I don't know about makeup. Okay.
I'm talking to the audience in general.
Okay.
But Midori did bring up a very good point the last time that we were on the show talking and podcasting, because we were talking about the games that we were actually impressed with, and Horizon was a game that I enjoyed very much and spoke volumes for diversity because there was no two people that looked the same. It was filled with people of color, and then Midori was like, "Yeah, but the game is like playing a Pocahontas game, and there's no Pocahontas."
I looked back at that bot. I was like, "Ooh, I sound salty."
What's up, Ryan? Are you watching us live right now, Ryan? Man, I'll send you a link so you can join us in this discussion if you want. Put it in comment. But yeah, then I was like, man, you know what?
Damn.
I didn't want to have a absolutely, like, she was absolutely right. Because that game is damn near it's so good. And then but like
to the native side, and me being a native, I would like to see a native in the forefront, damn it.
Dude, it just the more and more I played it, the more and more I was like, why isn't she a woman of color? Why isn't she an Indian? It would only make sense. The things that she can do, the way she operates and she functions, and everybody else around her, why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't this main character be Indian? Like, what's wrong with making that happen? Because everything else to make this game a 4-star game, to make this game amazing, because it is. The game's amazing. Graphically,
beautiful.
Gameplay, story, the reveal, the candy, the breadcrumbs, all of it. Dope. So, but the main character. So you're telling me you can't, with the big money machine that you are as a video game company, with all these fixings that you put on here, you're telling me you couldn't make this game a blockbuster game with the Indian, a lead woman as an Indian character in this game? That couldn't happen?
I mean, it works for Assassin's Creed. I'm just saying. At least they stay to it, All right,
at least they stay to
it. They pirate. We're an Egyptian. He's gonna be Egyptian. I like what like. It's not hard. It's not hard. Like
it's not
proven. It's been proven. When you prove something and then you piggyback out of that, that's when it pisses me off. Because it's like with Monster Hunter, it was like a big thing that they added so much ethnic hairstyles for us and made it that you can go a little bit darker. You can pick your shade of black in Monster Hunter now, right? So seeing that hype, should tell these companies like, we should cater to our other colored people.
Like
Midori just keeps thank you, J-Man.
Hey,
I try.
They're pretty excited about a skin tone, about these 3 skin tones we added. Maybe we should make one character just start off that way.
and that's one I like. Pokemon X. I cannot tell you how excited I was to have been able to pick a black skin tone in the Pokemon world. I think I bought the next one after that. It was like Sun and Moon after X and Y. Yeah, haven't touched that piece of shit because I'm like, I can't be black anymore. What the hell? Because a lot of games, it would be nice, especially an adventure game that's, an RPG type setup. You want to play as yourself. It brings the fantasy out of yourself. So the fact that you're telling me, I can't even pick my skin color. I can't even pick hair that like somewhat looks like mine. This some old bull. And it turns you off from the game. Like you said, Horizon, it was amazing game. Amazing. I'm not taking that away from it. but I'm a person who comes from an era where graphics and looks and all that didn't matter. All right, you only went off of story and the character. If you felt for that character, and unfortunately, back in the day, we didn't have that many options of characters to relate to. So you found something to relate to. Mario. I'm not no damn plumber. I can't plumb nothing. But I found some type of he likes to kill things that come after him. Hey, me too, guy. We relate. All right,
Me
like
too, guy.
but like now that we're in this big diversified freaking world, like this is sad that we are operating like we can't be diverse with main characters. Why is that such a scary thing?
I have no idea, but it's incredibly frustrating because when you said that, I was like, man, she's right.
I'm sorry.
She's right.
I killed the game.
She's right. And one of the things I was excited about it because it was a lead female in the game. Yes. So I was excited for that alone. Kami, what's up, Phil?
Hi, Kami.
Am I going to play Avengers? Yes, I'm going to play Avengers.
Oh, wow.
Avengers is happening. That's yeah.
So is there going to be Avengers?
Yeah. They put Kamala Khan in there. Yeah, I'm there.
Don't die.
I know. Thank you. I don't like the designs of the game, but then I found out it's like Mortal Kombat. So you can make the costumes, you can unlock parts and stuff, and you can make the costumes how you want. And they have tons of skins from the comic books and stuff like that. So, all right, cool. I'm fine with it. The game, outside of the initial character designs, the game looks phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. The game looks great. And I need an Avengers game. So I'm there for it. Yes.
You're going to play on PS4?
Of course. Because I'm not getting the PS5. So that's where I'm playing it at. All right. So what else do we have here? Hey, again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, everybody with your comments and participating. If you're sharing this, please, thank you for sharing it. What's the topic? I had to step out. Well, we were just talking about characters of color not getting their due in video games, and it's beyond time. They've earned it, such as Miles Morales is getting his own video game, but it's only a remaster of the PS4, and it'll be on PS5. Trash. It's only 10 hours. Trash. So it's not even a full-on game. It's just an expansion. So Horizon. It's basically this amazing game of Pocahontas, but you're not playing as Pocahontas. You're playing as John Smith.
John Smith's sister, cousin-in-law, baby mom.
Like Assassin's Creed 4, the basis of that game is great. The ship, being a pirate on your own ship, amazing. The character, blah. But then I get that DLC with the black character, and we're going all around being an assassin with his weapons and his forte. That was dope. That was super dope, and I was into that.
But he was DLC.
But he was DLC. Or somebody will say, oh, but there was the other black character, the black girl that was for Assassin's Creed. That was DLC too. Matter of fact, that was PS Vita. They don't even make them no more. Don't disrespect me, man.
That was a flop. That was a big flop. So we shouldn't even talk about that when I bring the Vita up.
Mortal Kombat is one game that has a variety of diversity. Yes, it does. Mortal Kombat did his thing this year. Mortal Kombat did his dang thing. Mortal Kombat 11 is hard. Matter of fact, I might put that mug on tonight. What's up? What else we got? What else we got here? All right, so we'll close out our last 10 minutes, which is good. So that means we won't get to go all into it. That comes to the fact no minorities in the business of white people who are making these people know it won't feel authentic. That's what Brian Anderson's saying.
What?
So Last of Us 2. So if you don't want to know anything about Last of Us 2, don't listen. But put us on mute. We still need the views. All right, that's real talk. So like when I'm snapping my fingers saying we're about to begin talking about it, and when I snap my fingers again, we're not talking about it anymore. And we're only going to be talking about it for 10 minutes. So I played Last of Us Part 1. Phenomenal. It's a great game. It showed the true power of what you can do on a PS3. Crazy. storytelling, character, all of it, nuances, fear factor, there, banger, all the way. I'm with you. We get Last of Us 2. And there's a few things, a couple things that people are upset about. And I want to know, is it because it was bad storytelling, or are you just pissed one of your favorite characters, and here's the spoiler, dies? And I know some people that I talked to about it online were saying that they felt like he didn't deserve that type of death. And I'm like, are you sure? Because he was actually a piece of shit. He said, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was in this situation, I would have said, screw the world too, and saved my daughter as well. But he has plagued the earth with the Lotus people with no hope of saving it. And he has openly admitted he has screwed people over and over and over for his own personal survival. He does not shy away from that.
But I think that's what makes him human. It makes it more relatable, especially for you, Mr. Daddy. All right. All right. If it was one of your kids, you'd be like, yeah, screw y'all. We out. Like, you know. But I mean, I think it's both options of why they're upset, because it was a loving character, because it was a favorite. But if, again, I mean, that's just with, you know, history of storytelling. If you're going to take out a fan favorite, you gotta take them out right at the end of the day. All right. Kind of like Glenn in Walking Dead. All right. My boo-boo did not deserve that outage of the series. Okay. A bat to the head. Really, writers.
But really? See, those worlds, the world of The Last of Us, the world of Walking Dead is an unforgiving world. The death that Joel got, not that all right, so if we're saying Joel deserves a more heroic death, well, that's not the type of thing that happens in this world. Joel got played the same way he has played other people. It was bound to happen to him. He can't have that four-leaf clover luck forever. But I feel like Joel went out like a G. When they shot him, and they was holding him down, and he was like, say whatever speech you got to say, and let's get this over with. He ain't cry for help. He ain't act like no bitch. He just took it and didn't give that woman no satisfaction at all.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think that would be a nicer death than getting eaten by zombies. I guess that's another reason why he's like, this is better option. Do it.
Yes, J-Man, karma. That's the word I wanted to say. It was just karma. And I think it institutes and strengthens the rules of that world.
It does. But like Brian said, it's the fact that he found that other immune people died because of them trying to or attempting to make this cure. He outweighed his options. He played the pro and con thing. Like, yeah, this will, you know, potentially help people, you know, rid this virus or whatever, but my daughter could die
for nothing
during the trial period of it. Like like you said, yeah, for nothing. So I can see why he didn't, because the numbers, the calculations weren't adding up. He was like, yeah, no, y'all good. Come to me when you have more pros than cons.
Hey,
which I understand that.
I openly admit it's one of my kids. We rolling. I'm gangbanging everybody. I'm getting them, but at the same time, that's not Joel's kid.
But you know how attachments work.
I do.
Especially when it's a freaking kid and you hate kids at first. Speaking as a teacher, you know, you hate them, and you're like, oh, why don't you just and
Brian
then, you fall in love with them.
Brian says this goes into the gray area. It absolutely does. and my whole thing is, I'm just trying, like, I felt like I didn't feel dissatisfied in Joel's death. Because number one, I think he went out like a Los. I feel like he didn't give that woman any satisfaction in her taking his life. But then I also feel like Joel has done messed up things a lot. And I know he did it for survival. But how long can one person survive in that world without it coming back to him? I just thought it was karma exchanging karma. And I haven't completed the game yet. I'm still in the middle of it. But the narrative of, I think the game is exploring what revenge does to people. And something that I've been a big advocate, especially in teaching in my classes when we're making combo characters, is that most times, I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying most times, a person is not truly evil. They're trying to take back what was taken from them because they've been hurt, because they've gone through something, and they're trying to seek their own rightful justice or whatnot. And this game is trying to, or in this story, it's trying to showcase that yeah, we hate this woman, but what did Joel do to her? What did Joel take away from her? She's only a bad person right now because she killed a character we loved.
Mm-hmm.
But who did Joel take from her?
God damn it. God damn you, Joel. All right,
absolutely.
Fine. You're right. How dare he?
But at the same time, other people have brought up the point that Joel, this is the one where I can agree to a certain degree, where they said Joel has been so smart this entire time. He would have never put himself in that situation. He would have never gave his name. He would have never been so comfortable about this, or whatnot. But I was like, but this wasn't like a trap. This didn't become a trap until it became a trap. Joel literally and his brother came across somebody that was in dire need of help. They thought they were helping out. Things ended up being, oh, but I'm over here and we can get there. Well, let's go, because we're getting chased by a horde of zombies.
Yeah.
A horde. If somebody's with me fighting for their lives, I'm in the immediate thought that we're on the same side here. And what I don't think people see is that in that scene when Joel goes in the house and they start talking, Joel starts to think. It starts clicking, but it clicks a bit too late. We just ran from 100 damn zombies. I'm not going to be on my game either. And it did not become a trap, literally, until he said his name.
Yep.
And I could be wrong. I mean, people were advocating online that he would have never given his name. His brother was too relaxed in that situation. They're always on their P's and Q's no matter what. I just think sometimes people make mistakes. Like, I made mistakes.
Human,
I'm not perfect all the time. I'm not perfect any of the time. But sometimes I think people get tired. And maybe Joel was just tired. Tired of always being on his guard. Tired of always being defensive.
I give everybody props, okay? In the Walking Dead world, Last of Us world, because your girl would have been gone. First one, all right? Like, I ain't finna do that for years. Y'all got me beat. Hiding and being quiet and scavenging. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Tired, okay? First to die.
Brian said, I feel it's doing that Mass Effect thing where you hurt the impression left by the last game, kind of making it semi-pointless.
The scar, yeah.
Well, J-Man says, Mike, for weeks you've been hating on PS5, but like most of us video game nerds, eventually you will sell your Geek Soul and break down and buy one in the future. No, won't. I know we will be here debating.
I actually am standing on this. All right, I'm not gonna put any other energy into it, but I will be damned if Mike gets a PS5.
This is my mom.
I'm not even his wife. All right, not even his wife. But damn it. I'm gonna call her and she should be on my side too. He ain't finna get that damn PS5. We got 4 kids.
Hey,
he ain't finna do nada.
The only way I'm getting a PS5 if somebody else buys it for me, and I hope they gift receipt it because I'm taking it back and I'm putting the money in the house.
That's so black of you, Mike.
Look, like you said, I'm standing on my mountaintop on this one, man. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I don't. And here's the main advocate for it. We just got The Last of Us 2 on PS4. The quality level of this game, graphically, storytelling wise, and all that other stuff, I need 30 to 50 more games on this level before we think about going to a PS5 and an Xbox X. Yeah, I'm talking about Xbox Series X, whatever the hell it is, XZYDW. Forget that thing too.
LMOP, QRS.
Yeah, LOUOV, whatever the alphabet song is for Xbox, fuck that system too. If you can make games like Spider-Man, like God of War, like Drake's Uncharted Legacy, which I actually like better than Drake Uncharted, and I love Drake Uncharted. The Last of Us 2. If you can make games on that level, then why won't you give us 30 to 40 to 50, damn it, 100 more games on that level before we go to the next system? I don't need it. I ran in the woods and one seen The Last of Us 2, and I felt like this is exactly how I would run. In the trees, tripping and falling down cliffs until I got ate by zombies. That's exactly how it would go in real life. I was scared to death. My daughter's sitting here watching me play. They're like, run, Daddy. I'm like, I'm trying. I don't know where to go.
That's how I am with my brother. Wait, no, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Yeah. J-Man says, and I'll throw myself under the short bus. I've talked smacked about PS5, but I know damn well I'll be like Gollum in The Lord of the Rings and buy and worship a PS5, my precious. Hey, J-Man, I got to respect you for that because I love me some damn Lord of the Rings.
J-Man,
I love me some Lord of the Rings. I love it.
No, he did that shit on purpose. No. He did that on purpose.
J-Man knows.
I know he loves Lord of the Rings.
J-Man knows I got a whole
Lord of the Rings reference.
I got a whole Lord of the Rings playset over there.
You know what, Jay?
I got the Balrog, the castle, and all of it.
I thought you were better than this. I hate to see it. This is suck up to no end. Get out of here.
Get out of here. Well, let me see here. Oh my goodness, what a fun episode. Let me see what else we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Well, actually, we hit all our topics. We hit them all. Yeah. Brian says, because when the Xbox X came out, PlayStation felt the pressure. Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brian. So what Brian's saying is, once they started talking about and building up the Xbox X coming out and getting ready to drop and how powerful that is, it forced PlayStation into a situation where they had to put out theirs too, just to keep up.
But PlayStation 5 is not catering to both sides as the Xbox is attempting to do. It's attempting to bring its community of console and PC gamers together. Sony is not trying to do that. Mm-hmm. No, they are barely wanting to do cross-platform of games. So the only pressure I can see them getting is making more buku money. That's all.
But but in the cross-platform thing, weren't people complaining that if I'm on my Xbox and I'm playing you and you have a keyboard, you whooping my ass?
You can play your keyboard on console. You just choose not to. And the same way, and the same goes for people on PC. We can plug up a controller if we so want to. But you can't get mad because you slow.
Just throw it back. Just throw it back.
Okay. Get good, kid. That's all I can tell you.
Get good. Hey, you heard it here tonight on the Good, the Bad, and the Nerdy. Medora Hannah said, "Get good, kid. Get good, kid." And not GOOD, but GUUD. Get good, kid.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's all right. So I know I heard people complaining about that, saying you keyboard warriors are just killing them so quickly because you have all your keyboards. But if you can hook a keyboard up to the Xbox, then what's the problem? Show up.
Hey, same thing. And like there's controllers. I don't even think of their name right now, but the custom controllers where you can customize them and move your buttons around and all that jazz. You can make it all smexy and configure your keys and all that. Y'all can do the same thing that PC people do because that's all we do. Mm-hmm. Key bindings will save your life. There you go.
Awesome. Well, everybody, I hope very much so that you have enjoyed this episode today because I have. It's been a blast being on here with Midori again. We're going to figure out our next video game topic probably probably another 2 weeks we'll get back on here when we have some juicy stuff to talk about. We could actually add some content because I feel like this is a good conversation.
Anything, hey, let's open it up to them. If you guys find anything, definitely reach out to both me or Mike with your topics, and we can include them in. Ooh.
Yes, for sure. She's absolutely right. Because you can leave those topics on, let me see here, our Twitter page, on Facebook, as it's up there, and on our Facebook page, The Good, Bad, and Nerd. Follow us on both of those. If you're on Twitch, give us a follow and put your questions on there as well. If you find something that you think you want to hear us talk about, hear our opinion on it, open up that discussion. Go, oh, she's rocking the Twitch shirt right there. Yeah. Gun fingers. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. That's how you do it. That's how you do it in social distancing, man. We get it in. We get it in. All right. So let's see. One last plug. So Friday, we will be here for our regular scheduled Good Bad Nerd episode, as we will have the hardest working man in comics, Victor Danders, joining us. And we are going to review the Gambit fan film. Talk about Anthony Mackie potentially really being Captain America in real life, and voice actors leaving
the community
because they said black people need to do these black voices. We're going to be talking about that, getting all into it with my regular adjunct co-host, Christina, and Vic will be there with us, and we're going to have a good time. That's going to be Friday night at 6 p.m. Looking forward to that episode as well.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
And I think, yeah, that's all we got. Now we gotta go. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here. Give me a follow on Twitch, on Facebook. Yep, Most Epic Art. She got it right there. And give Midori Hannah a follow too, because her Twitch streams are awesome, hilarious, and she goes on raids. I learned about raids watching her stream. I think that's really cool. How you just invade somebody else's stream with new people, but then you leave.
Yeah, that's what I do. I literally just be like, okay, guys, flood them with love and support. If you like them, hit the follow button. You don't have to follow. Like you gotta put a lot of disclaimers out there now because this community and world is going crazy. So but I gotta share. I think a lot of people are having a hard time finding people of color on Twitch because Twitch is one of those companies that don't put us out there like that. So I have been on a mission of sharing other people of color streamers that have plenty of more talent than I do. Right?
Oh,
just saying, guys, I suck.
I think you're talented.
When you say it, it makes it real. But yeah, I definitely recommend sharing the love, the support for everybody of color. We got to get ourselves out here, especially during this time of Black Lives Matter, since all these companies are for it.
Hey, let's take advantage of it. I'm not gonna say that I went to a barbershop, an all black barbershop, black owned business, and I sold out all my comic books when they found out that I sold comic books. So hey, let's ride with it.
Take it. I'll take it today.
I'll take that today. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in so very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. We had a great time today, and we will catch you again. See you Friday at 6 p.m.